So I'm going to play devil's advocate then. So you're telling me, I'm going over, I see this beautiful girl, I see this beautiful woman. I'm going to go over, you're telling me, okay, lower the expectation, go see if she's worth my time.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool in theory.
Yes.
Now I get over to her. I haven't, maybe I'm nervous in approach. Maybe I haven't had female contact in a little while. Maybe I'm not good at getting numbers. Maybe I'm not good at a close. So all of a sudden when I get over there, I know what we talked about.
Yes.
But I get in the moment now and I'm thinking, oh, what do I say next? Or what do I do next? Or maybe I should. And then, because then the habit kicks in of whatever your habit is going to kick in. So how do you help me change that habit?
What they do for professional athletes and what we do for guys out there in the field is repetition.
Right.
And the father of learning is repetition.
Yeah, absolutely.
And for me, what you just said is once the guy starts thinking to himself, what about this? What about that? He immediately is admitting to himself that he's not ready. He's not ready for that interaction. It's going to take repetition.
Right.
You can't put all your eggs into one basket or into one pickup and expect that you're going to, hit a home run every time, the Babe Ruth rule.
Right.
Everybody, remembers, the home runs, but they don't realize he had double the strikeouts, but he's still a Hall of Famer.
Right.
And, one of the ideas is that, not every girl is going to say yes, but what happens is you'll start hearing more yeses once you're able to fine tune and control the mental aspect of the game.
Right.
And the CPM idea is going to help with that learning curve substantially.
Right.
Instead of worrying about all the can lines and the negs and the script and the gambits that so many guys have been taught, we want to focus once again on what you're doing away from the game.
Right.
How you approach people before you actually approach people. So in a situation, specifically for your question, if a guy finds that he is beginning to panic, he is beginning to feel, insecure, at that point, he's now at the whim of the woman. So there's two things she can do. Because the game's not over yet.
Right. You're right.
It's over if she walks away.
Right.
If she walks away, I can say it's over. Right? Don't chase. Don't ever chase. Move on to something else.
Right.
But if she locks in and she continues talking to you about giving you a hard time, that's actually her giving you an opportunity to redeem yourself.
Right.
So at some point, you're going to have to take control of what's going on in your head.
Right.
And focus in on the things that's coming out of her mouth. Because in that situation, if a woman's standing there talking to you, you've basically established some level of rapport. Because she's willing to stand there and hear what you have to say.
Right.
So this is your opportunity to kind of recover from what's going on in your head.
And that's an amazing kind of failure. Becomes feedback.
That's right.
Right.
Or, if say, I can't believe I started thinking about getting her number before I even qualified her, as whether or not she's worth the number. But she's still standing here. She has her arms crossed. She's looking at me. At that time, you ask a skilled question. The key at that moment is to get her talking so you can regather yourself.
Right.
Because what you want to do is, people usually wilt under the spotlight.
Yes.
Or, they usually get distracted by the spotlight and what's going on in their own mind. In that type of situation, take the spotlight and kind of turn it towards her.
Right.
Because put her on stage for a bit.
That's a good point.
Because you're there, you're tap dancing or whatever. Well, you shouldn't be.
That shouldn't be.
At this point, I've lost the CPM.
Right.
I'm losing value really quickly.
Right.
And the spotlight's on me, and I'm finding myself in a situation where I now have to entertain her to keep her in my presence. No, you got to flip the script again.
Right.
Here's another opportunity. Ask a skilled question. What data has she given you in the first couple of seconds of that interaction? Who is she with? What is she wearing? At that point, what you're trying to do is you're just trying to gather a few milliseconds to kind of become centered again and to get her talking. And once you got her talking, then the key is to latch on to what she's saying, listen very carefully, and then start playing a gentle game of verbal tennis.
Right.
Oh, so this is what you do. Well, I know this and that. Is that what you do? Or here's an edgy statement about what it is that you just said.
Right.
You know? And then what happens is once she realizes that you're now playing, a gentle game of verbal tennis with her, she's already basically said, I'm interested by standing there.
Right.
I know a woman's not interested when she walks away.
Yeah.
If her feet haven't shuffled away, she's interested. So therefore, you might as well just assume that she's interested in what you have to say. So therefore, manage the situation.
I like that. Assume that she's interested in what you have to say.
Exactly, because she's standing there.
Right.
All you're now doing is engaging in conversational management.
Right.
Now, the path to this will be a lot easier if you're engaging in CPM.
Right.
But like I said, if you start getting in your own head and you start getting nervous and so on and so forth, the key is to take that spotlight off yourself and put it on her. Give her an opportunity to add to the conversation by asking a skillfully put question. If you have a situation where your body language is calm, man, that's the big thing too. The body language is calm.
Right.
You're in a situation where you're not giving off the vibes of a beggar or a guy who's entering this situation with a position of inferiority. What you immediately do, especially if the woman's attractive,
right,
what you immediately do to everyone around you is within seconds, your social value goes through the roof.
Right, absolutely.
So you can leave that situation, even if you leave that situation and hey, it was a great conversation. I realize I'm not that interested in you actually. Other women, I've now gotten this vibe that this guy knows how to work the room. And now their curiosity is piqued.
And he's looking for something more than just what I physically put out.
Exactly. Yeah. Because you can look at a situation between two people and you could tell if it ended on a positive note or if it ended negatively. Right. If she's rolling her eyes, sighing, huffing, and walking away and like laughing with her friends or whatever, it didn't go too well. But if she's like, if you're walking away and she's kind of like staring at like, why did this guy just kind of just drift away? What does it mean? What? Right. I was being judged and this guy said no to me. Right. Trust me, it's very difficult for females to hide that type of body language. Yeah. Because I've seen it, it's countless times. Right. I was going to say, it's very, very out there. It's very out there and it's very powerful stuff. And other women pick up on it. Yes. And all of a sudden you'll find women shuffling up to you. And what was wrong with that one? What's the... Hi.
Isn't that the most actually? I should pause though because it's the funniest, and you've had it countless times. Yeah. When a woman will come up to you and be like, "Well, that didn't go very well for her, did it?" Or what did you say to make her? And then and they're hilarious. Interested in knowing what happened. Exactly. Why didn't you choose her in different term? You're just like
exactly. Word. And what's great about that is now you have this new female coming up to you. And almost trying to curry favor with you because your value is up here. Right. And she's trying to establish rapport with you now based on you leaving a previous interaction on a positive note. Right. That's why the game is never dead in a way. It can always transform into something else. Just because things didn't go well or just because you didn't hit an objective or you didn't, hit a milestone area in your mind or in your friend's mind with a certain female, as long as that conversational exchange went well and had a positive vibe to it, an aura to it, it's all about aura. It's all about energy. That's the thing about this game. It's all about aura and energy.
That's life. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. There's people in this company, who are there's things they still need to learn, including myself. Right. Who there's still things that they haven't really grasped technically. But because they have a positive energy, because they have a good aura of them, because you kind of believe in them, you know what? We'll give you second, third, fourth, fifth chances.
Totally opens up your margin of error.
That's right.
100%.
Because he's a good guy. He works hard, I believe in him. Right. We all make mistakes, but I'm going to give this guy credit because he's got great energy about him. And that's how energy translates in the corporate world. In the social world or in bars, energy and aura work the same way. For sure. This guy had a really good energy about him in that type of exchange. And you know what? It doesn't, sometimes it doesn't even take you staring at it like this. You can actually catch it to the corner of your eye, how that exchange went. And then you can determine whether or not this guy is a high caliber guy or if he's an idiot, he's carrying on like a douchebag, he's negative. The energy from him is not something I want to be around. Right. People, like I said, we're animals in a way, and we're able to sense danger.
Oh, for sure.
We're able to sense certain things, that our spider senses can operate off of because we're very observant as humans.
Intuition is powerful.
Very powerful.
And when you listen to it, it's very easy to hear and feel energy 100%.
Exactly. And female intuition,
is honed a lot differently and at a sharper caliber at sometimes than men.
Exactly.
I guess because sometimes too, I think, we're taught not to listen to our intuition.
Yes.
We're taught to this masculinity model. And
That's right.
Like, no. Well, what's actually being said?
Yeah, and if a guy is in touch with his own intuition, in touch into his own emotional center, it doesn't mean that being in touch with your emotions makes you a pansy. It just makes you aware of how you're feeling, and once you have that awareness, you can make the changes that you need to make.
Right.
But if you try to ignore them and you try to be a bull in the china shop, you're gonna end up doing more damage than you ought to be. Mm-hmm. And that's why women have the edge on us, in many social situations.
Sure. Because
they're aware of their feelings, their emotions, and how you make them feel. If you make a mistake and trigger an alarm in them, a red flag, they'll shut you down. And this is why you get guys who get blown out of interactions. You get those guys, who have that soul-crushing defeat in the bar.
We could sit here and rap for hours, and I definitely think we'll probably chat a little longer while we're here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, y'all ain't going to be a part of this rest of the conversation. No, I'm just messing around. Guys, thanks for joining us. Emeka, amazing, man.
Appreciate it.
I look forward to seeing more of what you're doing, more of what you're going to do. Guys, Men's Room. We'll see you guys in the next one.